New York energy. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
This is the Ozone, season 2, we taking flight. New York on lock, every borough ignite. Giants, Jets, Knicks, Yanks, Mets, we the hype. Malik Sauce, Jalen Judge, Lindo, NY Life. MetLife thunder when malignant bars break the rail. Giants running routes, ops fall, we prevail. Sauce Gardner locked down, jet fuel in his stance. MetLife heat beam, Jets defenders advance. MSG vibrate when Jalen Brunson start to cook. Knicks light the garden, ops shook when he looked. Pinstripes roll, Aaron Judge send rockets over Bronx. Bombs drop, Yankees prime, real talk, no cons. City feel glow, Lindo make that leather sing. Met bats knock, Queens dreams gon' always ring. From the bridges to the streets, uptown blackout. Season 2, Ozone, NY Heat, no doubt. This is the Ozone. Season 2. New York, forever drills. Catch the vibe.
You have entered the Ozone with Omar and Dave.
Let's go, baby. We are here. And you guys have officially entered the Ozone. It's your boy Omar here. And I did say October is the best month for sports. But it apparently depends on the city you're from. Because if you're from New York, October ain't starting off so well. Giants are looking sloppy in the Bayou. The Jets have found ways to play more Jet-like. And the New York Yankees may or may not be having a game tonight. But you know who is here? The best co-host in the business, super producer Dave. Brother, it's a new week. How we feeling?
Brother, it's May season. I don't know. I know it sucks with New York sports across, and luckily in the horizon, the Knicks are coming back. But currently, as a football fan, it's May season. It's May season. Drake May is showing why there's so much promise to him and why Patriot fans are excited to have him there. And apparently Diggs likes showing up when he plays against the Bills. So we won. So
hey, I wouldn't mind having those Diggs performances every week because I got him on my team.
But I'm feeling good, brother.
You know what though? That's good to hear. It's a little bit of May. What is it, like May showers? What is this? Showers come in May?
Yeah. April showers bring May flowers.
May flowers need to come because Boston's been taking a lot of L's. So, yeah. So, but let's get into a team who took some big L's over the weekend. And unfortunately, that's our boys in the Bronx. Let's get into it. This is the Pinstripes Report.
The Pinstripe Report.
All right, y'all, this is the Pinstripes Report, playoff edition, I guess. So this might be off-season edition, or this might be Cancun edition, depending on what goes on. Super producer Dave, post the score right here of Game 3. Hopefully, I am looking at a win so that we are going to get a game tonight. Or this can be a loss. Who knows? But, brother, last week, we talked about the Yankees. They were in the midst of... They had just lost Game 1 of the wild card. They did bounce back. So before I get into the bad news of the Yankees, I do want to highlight Cam Schlittler, the rookie of the Yankees, had one of the best Yankee pitching performances you'll ever see. 8 strong. I believe he just gave up 2 or 3 hits or something like that. 12 strikeouts. Completely dominated the Boston Red Sox. The Yankees, that was a good thing. And then kind of reality set in. Because we're playing a much better team than the Boston Red Sox, and that's the Toronto Blue Jays. And over the weekend, brother, Game 1, let's just start quickly with Game 1. Kevin Gausman, they put their ace against Luis Hill. And this is the thing, when you go into the wild card, right? This is why it's an advantage when you're a division. You get the bye, you get to set up your rotation. The Yankees having to play the wild card, now you can't throw your best pitcher in Game 1. You got to throw in Luis Hill. And now you got arguably maybe your 3rd, 4th best starter going against the opposing team's number 1. Obviously, the Yankees get trounced on that game. They lose 10-1. But before the blowout, I want to talk something about Aaron Judge, right? Because we had talked about this many episodes ago in Season 1. And we had our top 10 list of the best New York players, the best players in New York. The conversation of who's the king of New York. Is it Aaron Judge? Is it Jalen Brunson? A lot of Yankees that claim, like Yankee fans that claim it's Aaron Judge. They go all the MVPs in this. He's made the World Series. Aaron Judge had a moment in Game 1, brother. Bases loaded. Yankees are down 2-0. He works the count full and swings at a pathetic pitch that anyone who saw the game knew it was a ball coming out of Gosman's hands, and Aaron Judge swung and missed. And I felt like that right there set the tone. Now, I know the Yankees got a run in the following at bat. Bellinger works the walk, puts it 2-1. But that was the inning that I felt, and I highlight that at bat because I think that at bat changes the whole trajectory of what this series is. Instead of us being down 2-0, I think the Yankees win that game. The Yankees put a crooked number in that inning. Who knows? Gosman's out of the game. You don't put Luke Weaver, who's arguably been stinking this whole postseason. And then, obviously then Toronto blows up the game 10-1. And then you get Game 2's performance, Max Fried. I'm not going to get on Max Fried. I'm going to let you talk. I'm going to give you the floor in a minute, brother. But I'm not going to get on Max Fried. People want to get on Max Fried. Pitched phenomenal in the wildcard series. You're bound to have, starting pitches, sometimes you're bound to have a bad game. But the offense, it's the offense that ain't hitting. And I want to talk something. I know Aaron Judge. People are the Aaron Judge defenders right now. Oh, but Aaron Judge is, right now he's batting .444 in the playoffs. But I'm gonna tell you this: when we were making fun of the Mets last week, I had said, yeah, Juan Soto's numbers look great, but when you look at the context of his numbers, it's very hollow because it came in situations where who cared? Aaron Judge hits right now in this postseason are coming in situations where who cares? Because he struck out with the bases loaded, and then he gets to hit the next at bat when we're already down 6-1 and nobody's on. You know what I'm saying? And Stanton, we haven't been getting playoff Stanton. Bellinger has not been playing well. Grisham's been slumping. Brother, I'm not even confident that the score you posted is a winning score. Let's just put it like that. The way the Yankees have looked so far against the Toronto Blue Jays.
Brother, and you know what? I was in the camp of I picked Aaron Judge as the king of New York at that time when we were going over that. And at the end of the day, yes, I still feel like at the moment he was I don't change my pick from that moment. But it is valid to be criticizing Aaron Judge because at the end of the day, this is the moment that you feel like if you think of Yankee legends, you think of the Jeters, you think of the people who came up in clutch moments. Well, Aaron Judge isn't looking so clutch when we need him. Yeah, okay, cool. Like you said, the .444 average, the 8 hits in the playoffs so far, great. What does that translate into what has been happening with Toronto? Toronto has been smoking us. And at the end of the day, what got us to the dance has always been our batting, right? That's always been our...
That's the number one offense in the league.
That's always what you can count on when it comes to the Yankees, when it comes to the postseason. Like, all right, the balls are going to be flying. Pause. But at the end of the day, like, this is something that it's one of those things, like we always say, and I'll use the analogy of the threes in basketball. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. Well, the Yankees happen to live by home runs, and if you don't hit home runs, then guess what? You're nothing. And that's what's happening. The thing that the Dodgers criticized us because we're one-dimensional. The one thing that the Dodgers made fun of us all off season, guess what? It's coming to light again. And it's under the Aaron Boone management, Cashman management, and by the leadership of Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I don't understand. Their approach in Game 1 was they were very aggressive, swinging at the first pitch, not working. Remember, this Toronto team, their bullpen is not the greatest. You would want to get into their bullpen. And if you're continuously swinging at the first pitch, Gosman was grooving them in Game 1. And, you're not working the count. You're not putting up his pitch count. It's like, bro, what are we doing then? You know what I mean? And then in Game 2 was even harder to watch. It
looked like a pitcher going against like a little league team.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
This is a rookie pitcher, and he was damn near perfect. the first 5 innings of the game. 11 strikeouts, 1 walk, in 5 1/3. Obviously, like I said, Max Fried just didn't have it. And I guess if you want to look at the silver lining is that the Yankees showed a little bit of fight. Where they were creeping up, and maybe if you want to, like I said, like be a little bit optimistic and go, okay, can that offense now translate to Yankee Stadium for Game 3? Yeah, maybe. But, it's stacked against them. Now, look, I know a lot of people can go back. We can go back to 2017 when the Yankees played Cleveland. They dropped the first 2 games in Cleveland. They found a way to win the next 2 at Yankee Stadium and eventually win the deciding Game 5. Now, look, this series is not over. Well, it could be over, right? It's airing. But I would like to think that we're going to be pre-gaming, Dave. Like, this episode is going to lead everybody into Game 4. But, I think going back to the Judge thing, and I tweeted this when Judge struck out, I would much rather have life on the line. The alien, what is it? The aliens.
The death beams.
the death beam is facing. I would much rather be in a situation where I need Jalen. I'm down by 1 in the 4th quarter, and I got Jalen Brunson with the basketball. I am much more confident that Jalen Brunson is gonna hit that shot than bases loaded, 2 outs in the 9th, down 1, and Aaron Judge is at the plate. That's just what it is. Jalen Brunson shows up in big moments. Aaron Judge so far, and it pains me to say this, it really does, because I hate the trolls. But at the same time, like, he's getting these hollow hits. It's not coming in situations where we need it, and that situation in Game 1 was a big one. It's where we needed it. Like I said, I think that at bat, had he gets a hit or something like that, I really do think that we're looking at the series totally different. Game 3 matchup is Rodon and Bieber, and then obviously if we have Game 4, then it's going to be Schlittler, and Toronto's doing a bullpen game. I'll highlight this. The Yankees could win both games, brother. Like, they could. They can. Toronto is a very good home team. Road team, you know what I mean? But at the same time, Toronto's been kicking our ass too at home. The thing that I can't stand is I hate guys that, not that I hate it, I just hate when guys talk crap and back it up against your team. And that's what Vladdy's doing. Vladdy, when he hit that grand slam in Game 2, bro, like he Jose Bautista's. You know what I mean? As he should. You hit a bomb like that, I'm not saying old school, just run the first. No, like, it's a lot of emotions in the postseason.
Yeah.
He doesn't like the Yankees. Obviously, he says it's because of how they treated his father. But, he's got some hate for them. And right now, he's kicking their ass. And it sucks for us as fans to watch it. But,
it
I
sucks.
can't blame the guy.
It sucks, and it sucks when the shoe's on the other foot. It really does, because at the end of the day, like, if it was reversed, like, we'd love it if it was happening, especially if it was happening in Toronto, and we were coming back to the Bronx. I'm not upset at that, but I'm really confident, and brother, I'm gonna post this clip real quick. I'm really confident that this is what the Yankees could look like, because this is what they look like in Game 2. Here we go.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
I'm very confident that this is what the results are going to be. So, I don't know. The Yankees have to change everything up, and hopefully, this is me with the mindset that we're not continuing this series and we're eliminated. The Yankees have to retool.
You think right now, the airing of this episode, we are fully tapped into Knicks basketball?
Unfortunately, yes.
That means
unfortunately, yes.
Be swept. Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes. And I mean, hopefully that leads to changes, because that's what I want out of that.
And we'll get to that. Obviously, guys, we'll get to that. Whenever the season wraps up. Hopefully, it's not this soon, but we will get to that. And what changes the Yankees need to make. But guys, let us know in the comments below what's been more frustrating about this Yankee team. With the first, of how they've been playing in this Toronto series. Let us know what you think. Let us know your confidence, and do you think the Yankees are going to be able to push a Game 5 eventually back in Toronto. But brother, the Yankees weren't the only team that let me down this weekend. There was another team that let me down this weekend. After such a great high off last week, you talk about a fart in church kind of performance from the New York Giants. Let's get into it, y'all. This is the Big Blue Breakdown.
All hail the New York Giants!
All right, y'all, this is the Big Blue Breakdown. This is a segment where we cover the New York Football Giants. And, brother, I don't think I've ever went into a game or week, I would say in the last maybe 4 to 5 years, confident that my team will win a damn game. We coming off the high. You beat the San Diego, the LA Chargers. You go and you beat them. Jackson Dart comes in. He looks good. The first drive you score, whatever. You go in New Orleans, and then you look good. You continue it. Dart 2 consecutive touchdown drives, and I'm sending the group chat the Dart emojis, the Dart stickers. I'm hyped. I'm like, wait a minute. We're gonna go 2-3. We're going to ride this little 2-game winning streak going against Philadelphia. And then after that drive, brother, it goes downhill. Punt. Fumble. Interception. Turnover on downs. That's not a song I made up. That's the last drives consecutively after the first 2 were touchdowns. Darius Slayton, why is he on the team? I'm not upset at Dart's performance. I'm not. You knew there's times where he's gonna show rookie things. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna see the rookie in him. And yes, one of those picks, I'm going to be honest, you could call it being biased or whatever. I felt like one of them don't count. It was towards the end of the game. At that, you know what, brother? That's like shooting a half-court shot. It's like, yeah, it goes on your field goal percentage that you missed the shot, but really, come on. It's not a high efficient shot that you would normally take in any other game. So one of those interceptions, I kind of look at it where it's like, you know what, not his fault. He threw for 202 yards, I believe it was. Yeah, he threw for 202, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I'm not with that. It's just the sloppiness of the fumble from Darius Slayton, a fumble from Dart, fumble from Scatterbo, Darius Slayton dropping passes. You know what I mean? I think that's where it's like, and then you lose to a team like the Saints where their quarterback is straight ass. Rattler is trash. You know what I mean? And then, the defense, which, I thought handled themselves well. It's just so much the defense could do when the offense is giving away the ball, and then they're giving their offense great good field position. Overall, brother, like, even when you don't even got to look at the numbers of this game was very ugly. Very sloppy, and this was a missed opportunity for the New York Giants, because this was a game, although Vegas and everybody had New Orleans as a slight favorite, I almost dropped that bomb because I'm so upset. This was the damn game the Giants should have had.
Hey, brother, and there's no look. I don't think there's too much to be upset at. Rookies are going to throw picks. Like, that's not something that's surprising. He threw for 202 yards. He threw for 2 touchdowns. And like I was speaking about last week, you have other players to grow up with him, and they can work on that bond. Theo Johnson looked amazing, and if you picked him up in fantasy, then kudos to you, especially if you started him like me. But
oh, you did?
Yeah, I have Theo Johnson in one league. So,
but you're 4-0. Is that the 4-0 league?
Tucker Kraft was on
You
a
can-
bye
you-
week.
Yeah, you can take that kind of gamble when you're 4-0.
Yeah, but Tucker
not
Kraft was on a bye
everybody-
week. Yeah,
Yeah, but I'm giving you credit. That's a ballsy move, though. But I'll tell you this, though. Theo Johnson, since Dart started, has been getting the reception. So that's smart on your end, brother. That's smart on your end.
yeah. So I like them, especially like I said. Once again, Tucker Kraft was out, so it wasn't too much of a tough decision to make. Evan Ingram, I dropped them, whatever. Let's go back to the Giants. So there's not too much to be like that upset about. Great, you lost the game, and Spencer Rattler threw only for what 23 more yards than Jesus Christ, Jackson Dart did. Dart threw. But there was a lot of lucky plays, and like Shaheed goes off for a long play. You know why? Because that secondary that we've been talking about is ass. It's literally the one thing that I keep on bringing up, because at the end of the day, if your front four can't do it, then your secondary is exposed, and somebody like Spencer Rattler can look like he was
coverage.
great.
That falls exactly on the secondary. That's such a blown coverage that was just horrible.
Yeah, and there are signs of like Jackson Dart that just makes you like, okay, you know what? We got somebody here. There's talent here. It's just everything else needs to come together. If some people don't drop passes, if some things go right on defense, then maybe you guys win that game. So it's not too much of like you see Russell Wilson and it's just like, yo, why is this guy starting? Why do we still have him playing? So you're upset at the loss, and I get it, and then you even dropped the F-bomb almost, but it's not the worst outcome. You could be the Jets.
No,
let's just say that.
Yeah, 100%. We're gonna get to that, and you're right, because it was a breath of fresh air when you can watch your team. And that's what's at the first drive. It looked so great, man. Like, you look at the first two drives, they made it look so easy. And if you look at it, those fumbles, the Giants were in New Orleans territory. So it's like you're moving the ball. This is very easy. This should have been a blowout. You keep this game clean. This game's not close. And you just consider what's up next, and I get it. Maybe I got the champagne goggles or whatever that I can't see clear, but it's like, damn, like, man, I'm thinking we win this. Man, we sneak it on Philly. Now we 3-3. You know what I mean? So it's a tough one. It's a tough one, and now considering now you go on a short week. You have a pissed off Eagles team. Pissed off. Who knows what that's looking like now? So,
and brother, something else just to bring up. Besides the secondary, did you know your team only got one QB hit? One.
And
No sacks,
because
no pressure. That's why Spencer Rattler looked okay.
Yeah, and kudos to
New
Keller,
Orleans.
New Orleans, because. And this has been the knock on the Giants' defensive coordinator, where he doesn't make the adjustments. He does not make the adjustments. And, obviously everyone knows that the Giants' pass rush is where their bread is buttered when it comes onto their defense. And he needs, what's his name? Shane something. Shane, get him out of here. It's the damn name of the defensive coordinator. The lights went out again. I don't know what's going on. But you're right, so clearly you don't have the pass rush. Obviously it exposes already what's weak in this team, which is the secondary. One last thing before we move on. Jalen Hyatt. Get him off my damn football team. He should never touch the field again. Brother, you know what they always say, right? You protect the golden goose, right? Tom Brady, you've had your guy. No one lays a finger on Tom Brady. I don't care who you are. You on the offense, you do what you got to do. You block for Tom Brady, I don't care what position. Jalen Hyatt, you saw it? Let Dart get smoked. Did nothing. Your ass can't run routes. All you do is run fast. You can't run a route. You can't get your ass, you can't find a way to get on the field. Go become a track star then. Because clearly football is not for you, my guy. And then you want to go be lazy and then at the risk of hurting the golden goose right now? The only thing to be optimistic about this damn team, and your ass, a third, fourth string wide receiver, gonna mess that up? Get him out. Get him out.
If there was ever an opportunity to step up, right now is the time to.
Bro,
you know,
you would think, right? You would freaking think, but you know who's not thinking? You know who? It's the Jets. The Jets have had a horrible weekend. And we're going in levels, guys. This is levels of my day was sucky. Oh, well, hold my beer. This one takes the cake. Because the Jets, the ugliness started whenever Mark Sanchez got drunk. Let's just put it like that. It started then. Let's get into it. This is the Gangrene Report.
Team's playing well, Ted. Just a little unlucky, that's all.
Unlucky? Yeah. Man, I love the way y'all use that word over here. Back home, if a team was playing poorly, we don't call them unlucky. What do we call them, Coach?
New York Jets.
There it is.
All right, y'all, this is the Gangrene Report, and this is starting to become the Dave, what do you call that? Open mic comedy show. This segment. I'm honestly, guys, before we even get into the game, the Jets were in the news as former Jet quarterback Mark Sanchez, when initially reported you thought, man, prayers go out to him. You hear that he got stabbed, you hear that he's in critical condition. Then more comes out, brother, that his drunk ass started it, and you hear some of the stories that he might have went into a delivery guy's truck. The guy's delivering stuff, and he got drunk, went in his car, basically tussled and fought, where it resulted in, the driver defending himself. And we're not going to show the images. You can look them up on Twitter if you want to. It's very graphic of the gentleman that was in an altercation with Mark Sanchez. It's not looking good for Mark Sanchez because he's looking at 5 to 6 felony counts. So it's not looking good for him. I'm going to be honest. The more that you hear about the stories coming out, the more it's looking bad for Mark Sanchez. So I think his career is over. I think we're done seeing him on television. I would say in the near future, but I would just say forever. But know what's looking like it is? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Thoughts and prayers to the guy who actually got injured, the guy you actually care about, because it really, like Omar highlighted, it really is gruesome, and nobody should ever be put through that, especially at the hands of somebody who was drunk and belligerent. My hatred for the Jets aside.
And he was an older guy. The guy was like 60-something years old.
My hatred for the Jets aside, that is a really horrible thing to do to anybody, especially if he's just trying to make a living delivering food.
Right.
But back to the other trash bags.
Yeah, let's go back to the ugliness, the other stuff that's graphic, which is the Jets are 0-5. They lose. Obviously, the score is not indicative, even though this is still a blowout pause in NFL. You lost by multiple touchdowns, but this game wasn't even close. Dallas wins 37-22. Dak Prescott 18 for 29, 237 yards, 4 touchdowns. Williams had a touchdown. Dallas had a total of 416 yards. They just straight killed the Jets. The only silver lining with the Jets was that Breece Hall played really well. However, Breece Hall had a pivotal fumble that kind of turned things. I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm not for one. Let me stop capping. I'm not gonna say I'm not for one losing their job, but at the end of the day, bro, Alan Glenn is, bro. You want to talk about the worst hires of all time, bro? You are a defensive coordinator, yet your defense is garbage. You would think, even with Robert Saleh, the defense was respectable for the Jets. He was just not a good head coach. But the defense was good. Ever since they fired him, the Jets' defense has been straight trash. And this looks like Groundhog's Day all over again because you're going to probably be, by the end of this season, looking for another head coach. Because I think this is not a talent thing. I think it's a competent thing where I don't think this guy has the mental capacity, the mental competence to be a head coach. A coordinator is different. Different from a coordinator and a head coach. I don't think Aaron Glenn, I called him Alan Glenn, right?
Yeah,
Aaron Glenn.
Okay.
I don't even think it matters. He ain't going to be here long enough. I don't think Aaron Glenn should be a head coach.
Brother, it's easy to trash on a team, and, maybe I shouldn't do that. But I'm going to. Brother, look, at the end of the day, the score looks as close as it does if you want to look at that like with the glass half full. 37-22. 16 of those points were in garbage time. They didn't care no more for the Dallas Cowboys. So in the fourth quarter, so it doesn't matter. Yes, Breece Hall had a great game, and if you are a fantasy football owner of Breece Hall, like myself, then you're looking at that stuff and you're like, great, he had a great game. Garrett Wilson had a great game. Justin Fields didn't throw a pick. But at the end of the day, this team, the team that Aaron Glenn inherited, looks like trash. The defense looks like trash, and you have one of the best one of the top 3 corners in the league, and he's not looking great either. Like, everything is just falling apart around this team. And you're 0-5. You made Miami look good. You're like, you actually saved Mike Daniels, whatever his name is. I could care less about the guy. But you saved him. You saved him because he should have been fired by now. But the fact is that you guys look so bad that the Dolphin ownership was like, you know what, maybe we can hold on to you a little bit longer because at least you're not the Jets. That's how bad it's been, and there's no sign of hope. You guys are gonna go against the Broncos next week, and that doesn't look great. And I'll save my pick for next week, but you guys already know me, and then you know where I'm gonna lean. The fact of the matter is that the fact of the matter is the Jets have shown nothing to give me a vote of confidence since I picked them to go against the Dolphins, and they can't even do that right. So, brother, it is sad for Jets fans because you guys continue to support this team, and maybe if you guys, I don't know, voted with your wallets, maybe the Jets wouldn't be in the position they are. Maybe they would be forced to make some changes. But you guys are Jets faithful, and we're going to stick with our team. And guess what? You guys are going to be here in the same position for the next 10 years. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, do you now just start trading guys? Maybe do you trade Breece Hall? The season's done. See what you can get for those guys. See what you can get for Breece. See what you can get for some of maybe your veteran pieces, because the show is over. That's it. I think it's over. I think there's no other way in putting it. It's only going to get tougher. They got Denver. That's going to be another L. I do feel bad for Jet fans that you have to subject yourself to this, because it just seems like this is the same thing every year, same issues, and unfortunately, the owner ain't gonna sell the team. So I don't know. It's a tough one. But brother, let's talk some national news. Let's pivot to some good teams, because there's also some other teams that are struggling outside of the New York market, and I want your opinion on this. So let's get into it, guys. This is Water Cooler Talk. All right, y'all. This is Water Cooler Talk. What are you laughing at?
Brother, I got ideas for the Jet segment. Sorry, this is gonna be a thing in post, and you guys are. It's too late. Omar already started this segment, but this is how it happens, and the gears are going. So, sorry, Jets fans.
We always take a pause when we're introducing segments, and super producer Dave just keeps laughing. But guys, this is Water Cooler Talk, brother. I want to talk about we had 2 undefeated teams heading into the weekend, heading into week 5. We had the Eagles and we had the Bills. Yo, to you, brother, you called that Denver game. I didn't think Denver had the chops to go into Philly and win, but they did. And not only did they win, they came from behind. They came from behind and won that game. Showed a lot of moxie. Bo Nix and those guys, something, and they played well. The defense came through. They showed out. Shout outs to the Broncos. Then you got the Buffalo Bills. Unfortunately, you're wearing that jersey here. You're wearing it. Obviously, you're a fan, but you're definitely wearing it for a reason. Y'all went into Buffalo. It did something even you didn't think was going to happen. No one thought this was going to happen. Y'all went into Buffalo and won a damn game. And shout outs, you kind of alluded to in the opening of this episode. Drake May showed why sometimes sometimes he's looked at as, man, this is the guy. This is the guy. Drake maybe might have a good game, maybe not, but he's been balling this season. I'm gonna give him credit for that. He's been balling this season. Stephon Diggs clearly was in a hot tub time machine before the game started. He looked like old Stephon Diggs. And right now, brother, we have no undefeated teams. No undefeated teams right now. I'm going to ask you about your boys. What'd you like from your boys against Buffalo?
Well, look, the turnovers is the thing that I highlighted, and the reason why we won this game. Yes, you bring up the Drake May and the Stephon Diggs, but I'm not counting on Stephon Diggs, and this is why I hate the highlight on national games. Because you have Chris Collinsworth talking about like Stephon Diggs and Drake May has been doing this all season. Brother, it has been rough watching these two trying to connect. That has not been happening all season. That is something it literally was a revenge game, and great. If that can continue forward, if that could continue momentum, great. Don't make it seem like this is something that we've been watching for the last 4 games before this. Stop it. That's why I hate you, Chris Collinsworth. You're a Glazer. But
what's a Glazer?
When it comes,
did you see that?
Yeah. But yeah, I saw that. It sounds so cool.
Yeah, Glazer.
But brother, look, the Bills had turnovers. There was inconsistency. Josh Allen didn't look on his A game. Maybe he was on his B. No. He was on his B+ game, maybe. But at the end of the day, that wasn't enough to get it done. At the end of the day, sometimes when the defense is schemed against you perfectly, you have to be better than just their B+ game, and that's exactly the game that we got from them. I will take the win, of course, as a Patriots fan, and I'll be happy because this is momentum I would like to see from my team going forward. But this isn't something I guarantee that the next time we play them that we're going to do the same thing, that this is over and now the Patriots dynasty is about to begin. But this is something you want to see in the right trend. For the Bills, you lost the game. You just have to game plan.
Yeah,
and you just have to.
Right.
And I'm sorry for whoever plays you guys next week. Whoever plays against the Bills next week, I'm sorry for you guys.
Yeah, and I was upset because I was hurt by both games because I have New England's fantasy purposes. I have New England's defense. And I sat them down because obviously, I'm thinking they're great defense, but it's Josh Allen, it's Buffalo. Oh, what a catch. What a catch. Travis Hunter. Right now, guys, we know we from Fun Monday, so we're watching Monday Night Football. Did you see that catch right now?
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, so, and then I picked up Philly. I thought they were going to be able to create turnovers on Bo Nix, and they didn't. But I'll tell you this, brother. I'm going to give you the most first take question. Which of the two teams that lost, undefeated teams, should we be worried about most? Is it Buffalo or is it Philly?
I would say, in this current moment, Philly. And the reason being is that we haven't seen repeat Super Bowl champions since the Chiefs, of course, but it doesn't happen often. It's not something that's it's not something, if it was something that could be repeated, we would see it all the time. The fact is that these are the seeds that can help unravel a team, especially with Super Bowl aspirations to repeat. You guys have already been there twice in the last couple of years. This is something that you definitely want to address and get that going right. And the stuff with the A.J. Brown and the stuff with, the controversy with Saquon, apparently there's controversy there. The secondary looking exposed just like your Giants.
Saquon and whom? Saquon and Ertz?
No, more so like deviating from the game plan. More so like they should have been running the ball more. They were trying to air it out because, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, the secondary. If we're going to be harsh on the Giants for having a bad secondary, then we have to do it to the Eagles. And the Eagles lost a lot of defensive players in this offseason. Yeah. So, great. You have Super Bowl aspirations. You know how you do that. You maintain and keep your guys. Maybe it's not easy with all the cap space and all that stuff, but this is the thing that starts to lead to differences and where people can see the chinks in your armor. So I say that if you're asking me my question, it is the Eagles who are more at risk for Super Bowl aspirations to go away.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the Eagles because the thing that's alarming for me is that, you always hear in every sport, winning cures everything, whether it's a upset locker room or disgruntled player. And the fact that even before this loss, they're 4-0, and you hear A.J. Brown complaining about not getting the ball. Like you're hearing like the offense, and it's like, bro, you're winning. You're winning. What's the beef? Pause. But I guess that's, so I would agree with that. I would say the Eagles. I think the Bills, like you said, was just this. This is just more of a product of, just having a bad game. Where I think the Eagles, this is slowly progressing to this. You know what I mean? Like, we're slowly seeing it. We talked about, this guy not throwing for over 100 yards, but winning, and you starting to see it. But don't worry, they'll get it together this Thursday. Unfortunately against my guys. But brother, and I only put this on the script because you mentioned this last week. And now you're starting, I think people, give us credit because people are watching this damn show. You probably watching it and don't want to say it, but now you're starting to hear people talk about Harbaugh in Baltimore. And here at the Ozone, we said it first. Well, when I say we, I mean super producer Dave. Brother, they got annihilated by Houston. And now you just starting to hear little murmurs about Harbaugh. Is the voice in the locker room just become stale, unmotivated? And I think if it's any time, I think maybe, and I thought about it, I know it's early, I know Lamar's going to be back by the bye, but that's still 2 weeks from now. That's an optimistic way in thinking, okay, he's going to be back. We don't know if he's going to be fully back. My thing is, do they punt it? Do they punt this season? Right? Get a good pick. Restart next year. That's what I'm saying.
Brother, and it's crazy. You would want a team to think like that, right? Like, obviously, if you're a Ravens fan, maybe you're not wanting to hear this. Like, obviously, we're outsiders. We're not Ravens fans. So we definitely don't want to hear punt it, right? For a team with actual Super Bowl aspirations as well. But at the end of the day, this team has consistently shown that, like, hey, you guys are not getting it done. You're not. And Derrick Henry is looking human. You have Lamar. He's out. Who was it? Cooper Rush, who was starting for them? Cooper Rush is Cooper Rush. At the end of the day, there's a reason you're a backup, even if he's okay to be your backup. There's so many things that have gone wrong. And then the defense. The defense is looking really, really bad, which, once again, we point out, the Ravens have been always known for defense, but that's not the case this year. So when you say that maybe they should punt it and go for a good pick for next year, like, what is that pick? I don't know, because I don't pay attention to college football until it's time to actually pay attention to it. I would say maybe get a receiver. I think they need a receiver. I think Zay Flowers is good, but he's not the guy. He's Devontae Smith on that team.
He's not the guy. Yeah,
he's Devontae Smith.
It's a reason why they're always getting in a veteran to try to come in and do something, but I think that's what they need. You know what I mean? And obviously, they may have to address the running back situation.
You know who the Ravens need? And it's not happening. But you know who the Ravens need? A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Picture an A.J. Brown.
Great deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know how they would get him, but
that's what I'm saying. It's probably not going to happen. But this guy Howie always finds a way to get a trade. The Ravens maybe the Ravens just need to punt it, but I don't think it happens. At the end of the day, you're this
no, obviously, no, they're not. They're not because like I said, it's very early. I think maybe we're looking at more week 8, week 9, but they're 1-4 now, right? Are they 1-4?
I can pull up the record, but yeah.
Yeah, they're 1-4, dude. You're in a tough conference. Yeah.
They're
right now,
1-4.
like they're 1-4, right?
Yep. They're tied with the Browns.
I'm not confident you're beating the Browns next. They got the Browns next week, right?
I
This
think
week
so.
coming up, we're gonna get into. We're gonna get. Bro, I'm not confident. The Browns actually have a good defense. The Browns actually looked pretty good. Dylan Gabriel looked pretty good against the Vikings. Like, in that game, I believe, is in Cleveland. So, that defense is going to... I know I'm getting ahead of myself, because we're going to talk about picks of the week, but before we wrap up, though, with Water Cooler Talk, I want to pivot to our guys. Because last week, we just highlighted that the Knicks were starting their preseason in Abu Dhabi. But the Knicks played 2 games in Abu Dhabi, and they actually got a game tomorrow night. The first preseason game at the Garden against the Minnesota Timberwolves. I want to just talk about some 2 quick things that I've saw, brother, when it comes to the Knicks in preseason. And I'm very optimistic, is that when teams are on a goal, on a quest, brother, to win a championship, and they fall short, you see guys, you would hope that guys are putting in the work in the off season to get better, so then when the new season comes, it's like they're on a mission. It looked like every Knick player had that idea. Every Knick player, even from the captain, all came in better shape. All came in shape. They lost weight. Towns in better shape. Brunson, better shape. Deuce, Josh, everybody came in phenomenal shape.
Brother, Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is looking like the starter that we've always wanted him to be. And I don't want to see him coming off the bench this year. I don't. He's looking great.
And I think, and that's another thing I was going to get ready to talk about outside of their conditioning and how everybody looked great, is the lineups you saw Mike Brown put. Now, Mike Brown, both preseason games have had started Mitchell Robinson. Obviously, we know OG didn't play the first game. They put in Daddier. But Mitchell Robinson, I love Josh Hart, but you saw in those 2 preseason games that Mitchell Robinson should be starting. But what I like most, though, about it, though, brother, is that Mitchell Robinson went out in the offseason and got his ass in shape. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what? You want to be the starter? Work for it. You know what I'm saying? And in the first preseason game, he had 16 rebounds in 18 minutes. 18 minutes and 16 rebounds, one of the 2. And you saw his dominance. You saw the ball movement. You saw the cutting. You saw Mikal Bridges be aggressive. You saw Deuce McBride. Deuce, I think, is going to be the 6th man this year. You saw different lineups that you never saw with Thibodeau. And that's going to be the difference with Mike Brown. You know what I mean? Towns said he got into shape because he is expected to play more of the 4. I think he kind of gave it away. I don't mind. And you know what? I know Josh Hart sees himself as a starter, as he should. You should see yourself as a starter. However, I'm not worried about Josh Hart taking the bench role. Because Josh Hart, yes, he trolls a lot. He likes to talk and stuff like that. But we know that Josh Hart is a team player. So I'm not going to be worried about that. But so far, the Knicks look good. They look good. Everything looks good. Obviously, God willing, with the injuries, we do all right. But so far, preseason, the Knicks look good.
Brother, and that's what you want to see. You want to see that from the Knicks at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
we're going into the season. This is the path to the finals has not been any easier than it is this year coming in so far. So you want to see that.
Yeah.
You want to see the conditioning from the get-go to show that, all right, you know what? Let's take it forward. Let's do what we need to and get there.
Yeah, this is it. You know what I mean? And obviously, guys, we will have a preview of before the season starts. I know they're playing Orlando. You know what's funny? I have to go to an event, but they play Orlando, man. I wanted to go. They play Orlando November 22nd. So I think, yeah. Tell the wife. Sounds like a great birthday gift, brother.
I'm looking at it, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Not too mad at it.
We got an event to go to. If not, I would have said, brother, pull out the couch. Your brother's coming through for the weekend. I'd have went to that game. I'd have been you, but I can't. I almost dropped the F-bomb. I can't get out of what I got that day. But the Knicks are doing good, so hopefully they continue. But you know who's not doing good is your boy right now. Because, man, I've been taking L's all weekend. I'm going to bounce back. Let's get into it. It's NFL Picks of the Week. Alrighty, bro, this is NFL Picks of the Week. This is where super producer Dave and we are picking the winners and the losers for the upcoming week ahead. And so far, brother, post up the score. As you can see, guys, I am down. I had a bad week. I'm down bad right now on these picks, and I got to make up some ground. So let's start it, brother. Let's start week 6. Week 6 is starting Thursday night at the Meadowlands. The Eagles are against my New York Football Giants. Man, the way I would have picked this game would have been so different had Sunday went how I thought it was gonna go. But I'm gonna be honest, it's hard for me to pick against an upset Eagles team right now against a horrible secondary in our team. I think this is the game, unfortunately, where you're going to see the big performances from A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. You're going to see the big game between those guys. So I got the Eagles, unfortunately, on this one.
Yeah, brother, I got the Eagles in this one as well. Unfortunately, the Giants have shown where they can be exposed, and I think this is where the aerial attack goes. But don't be surprised if Saquon Barkley just runs for 150 yards, because that's what they did. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that too. Yep. Let's get into another pathetic, miserable New York team, the Jets. This one actually in London, y'all, so New Yorkers, don't have too much fun on Saturday. Or, you know what, have fun on Saturday, and don't even try to wake up in the morning and to this garbage. As they're the home team, obviously, but they have the Denver Broncos at London. This is a no-brainer for me. I'm going Denver.
Brother, you know what? If there's a game to be had,
brother,
if there's a game to be had to pick up your spirits, you know, you get yourself some beans, some toast, some sausage, and everything. And you know what? Jets, you know, you have to rally and get yourselves together, because guess what? You're going to be 0-6 after this week. I'm going with the Broncos. Guys, stay over there. Matter of fact, just stay over there. Don't come back. Just stay over there. We'll actually inherit a rugby team or something, because that would probably be better than what you guys are putting up. Let's go, Broncos. Broncos country.
Broncos.
Let's ride.
But let's ride. All right, yeah. Then we have the Cardinals at the Colts at Indianapolis. I'm going with the Colts, man. Danny Dimes is balling right now. Them boys are cooking in Indy, man. I got the Colts.
I got the Colts. You seen that Kyler Murray fumble that just hit his face? Ugh.
Yeah.
That team.
Yeah. They just can't. You know, they, like we said earlier, and Pat Mahomes just threw it for a 99-yard interception. Right now, he threw an interception, took it back 99 yards. It's like you said, brother, like we were talking about it, the Cardinals is just more of a product of their record, and they had 2 easy games, and that's why they got their 2 wins. But you can see now the competition has increased, and they're showing it. Then we got the Chargers and the Dolphins. Honestly, man, outside of the Jets and Cleveland, you got to put the Dolphins in as probably the most pathetic franchise in the last 25 to 30 years, maybe even further than that. They lost a horrible game to the Panthers, a game they should have won. And they got the Chargers, who I'm not gonna go back on what I said, but I'm sorry, that was a bad loss. I know Daniels came back for Washington, but you were at home. You got embarrassed by the Giants. You should have won that game. but I don't think they make it 3 in a row. I think they go into Miami and beat Miami.
In this game, I got the Chargers, but something to be concerned is that their rookie running back is in the IR
He's
now.
on the IR, yeah.
Hampton. So,
well, maybe they'll pass the ball more to Keenan Allen.
Pick up the waiver wire of Vidal if you're looking at this game. Glad McConkey got a touchdown finally. Let's keep that going as well. I don't care. Throw as many as you want.
He gets it when I'm going against him. That's when he gets it. Yeah.
Sorry. But
yeah.
Chargers.
Yeah, so then we got your boys, brother, Patriots in New Orleans. This is an easy one for me. I got New England. Easy one.
Yeah, brother. I got us against New Orleans. It's unfortunately we have a better secondary than you guys. So I think with Spencer Rattler's not going to have that kind of game.
But so, do we get over and under 1.5 fumbles from Stevenson?
Absolutely, and I don't know why we haven't started Henderson at this point. But mind you,
bro.
He fumbles, but then gets 2 touchdowns, and you give him the opportunity for 2 touchdowns.
I think
so
that's
I don't
what
know.
it is. I think that's because I'm like, bro, how does this guy manage to still get the touches?
He's got some. Somebody check his files. What does he have on Vrabel that he's still playing? Because
he got some dirt. Then we got the Browns. No, brother, the Ravens don't got the Browns. The Browns got the Steelers.
There we go.
Yeah, don't worry. The Ravens wish they had the Browns, and I'll tell you who they're playing. But the Browns or Steelers at Pittsburgh. This is gonna be a nice hard hitting game because now the Kansas City Chiefs are about to run it back. Wow, what a game! This is a good game right here. I think it's gonna be close, brother. I think it's gonna be close. Obviously, it's not like Pittsburgh is lighting up the scoreboard, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm trailing right now, and I need to get some sure wins. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh.
You going with Pittsburgh in this game? Yeah. I will be going with the Steelers, but look at Judkins because you replace Nick Chubb and you get somebody of the second coming of Nick Chubb. So
yeah, and then Dylan Gabriel, we touched on it. Dylan Gabriel didn't look that bad against Minnesota, and Minnesota defense is it's not bad. It's not bad.
Shout out to the short kings out there because did you see that clip of him next to what's this guy's name? The starter, Carson Wentz. He's 5'7". Yeah. As a matter of fact, here's the clip. Brother, he is short. He is short.
I didn't realize that. Realize that. Shout out to the short kings. Then we got Dallas and Carolina. Dallas. There's no need to explain. I got Dallas.
Dallas, nothing to explain.
Then we got Seahawks, Jaguars. This game is it's going to be close right now. Looking at Jacksonville right now as we're recording, Jacksonville is it's just I don't know, man. I think Jacksonville and Seattle are about the same. I'll just put it like this: I'm going to go with Seattle because I just think Seattle is going to be able to put more points on the board than Jacksonville. So I'm going to go Seattle.
In this game, I'm gonna go Jacksonville. They're at home and they're showing they have fight. So
yeah. Then we got the Rams and the Ravens. The Rams lost a heartbreaker to San Francisco. They shouldn't have lost that game in the first place. Let's just put it at that. So I think they bounced back, and unfortunately, I think the Ravens 4-1 and 5. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I'm going Rams. Ravens are going to go 1-5.
Yep. And then we have some awful teams. We got Tennessee versus the Raiders. Tennessee got their first win over the Cardinals this past weekend. The Raiders continue to suck. But somebody's got to win, right? Unless there's a tie. I'll go with the Raiders. The Raiders are at home. Man, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Ward when them boys win it. They can finally catch the ball, but I'll go with the Raiders.
Brother, I'm gonna go with the Titans in this one.
Okay, yeah, I'm not mad at that. I kind of toggle back and forth with it as well. I just didn't know, but yeah, this one I think is a no-brainer. This is not even because the way these teams played before. We got Bengals, Packers. I'm going Packers, but. Don't lay an egg. Even though they'll be in Lambeau, they're coming off the bye. I got Packers.
Browning sucks. So I'm going to go with Jordan Love and the guys.
100%. Then we got the Niners and the Buccaneers. I'm going Bucks. They're at home. I'm taking the Bucks.
Yeah, I got Bucks.
Then we got the Sunday night football game. This ought to be good. Lions, Chiefs. I just don't think the Chiefs the Chiefs defense is good. However, just don't think they're going to be able to outscore Detroit. I think Detroit just have so much weapons that Detroit finds a way to win. In Arrowhead, I'm going with Detroit.
Yep. And because this is not a playoff game, I have confidence in Detroit in this one. So, Detroit over the Chiefs this one.
Yeah. And, excuse me, y'all. And then we have a doubleheader on Monday. I don't like doubleheaders on Mondays, bro. I do not like them. I do not
especially that they overlap. Like, first of all,
right, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I'm gonna be honest, bro. They did it with week 1 where they didn't have them overlap, and it was still like tough because it's like, bro, like watching a football game at 10:30. They're really already there are already almost 3 hours. So it's like, bro, just stop it. Like, so they got 2 Monday night games, a 7:15 game, Bills and the Falcons. I'm going Buffalo. They coming off, they're coming off a bad performance against the Eagles, a national television at that too. So I think they bounce back and they get Atlanta.
Brother, I have Buffalo in this one. Buffalo needs to get back on track. Yes, it's 4-1. It's not too much to go off a track of, but Atlanta's not good enough to beat them.
Yeah. And then wrapping up the week is the 8:15 start. You got the Bears and the Commanders. Not bad. I think this game is going to be all right. Daniels looked better. Obviously, you can tell he's getting back. You know what I mean? That's going to take him time. I don't know what's the status of McLaurin, and it just seems this guy got paid and just doesn't care to play football. Be honest, it's just not a coincidence that the guy doesn't go to camp and now he's always hurt. But I'm gonna go with Washington. I think they are the slightly better team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Washington. I wanted to go Bears, but no, Washington it is.
Yeah, so let's do it. So brother, that's gonna wrap up week 6, and we're gonna wrap up this episode. But we can't do that without showing you guys the highlight of the week.
He's on fire!
All right, y'all. Highlight of the week is going to... Who do we make this highlight of the week going out to, brother? Do we do is it Tennessee? Or is it just Arizona's incompetence on the defense? But this highlight of the week goes to, I guess, the Tennessee Titans. Cam Moore throws an interception that ultimately gets fumbled. It gets bobbled, rumbling and bumbling. They recovered at the end zone, which results in a Titans touchdown. That obviously changed the whole momentum. That eventually led, to the Titans actually winning the game. But Tyler Lockett gets the credit for the touchdown. But it was bad. Interception, as you guys are watching it, it was an interception that was then fumbled. And then recovered, bobbled, recovered. So I guess we'll give the highlight of the week to Tyler Lockett for being the one that secures the football here on this play.
I don't know. Like I feel like we need like a donkey of the day equivalent, because this is not the only this is not only the I don't know, bonehead play, because then in the same game, DeMarcado decides to drop the ball and make it a touchback as he's running for a runaway touchdown. So let's give it to...
It's funny because that happened in the Colts game last week, right? And I'm like, damn, should we here at the Ozone incorporate something like that? Like, I was thinking of something like Bonehead of the Week or something like that. But you know what, guys? You let us know in the comments below. Do you guys want us to implement a segment where we're highlighting the most boneheaded play you've seen or we've seen? Remember, guys, you guys could submit who you think should be on the highlight of the week, or now that. If you saw something that was a bonehead kind of play and you feel like you want us to put it on the Ozone, let us know, guys, because we are available on everything. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and Reddit. All right, y'all? So that's everything. I cheated. I got it right on my screen. That's why I didn't mess up, because I got to be professional. But, guys, let us know in the comments below what you think. This is a jam-packed episode. What's your thoughts on the Giants? The Jet fans, how are you feeling right now about your squad right now? 0-5. Likelihood of going 0-6. Should you guys part with Glenn? Yankee fans, what's your confidence that by the time you're watching this episode, we're going into Game 4 and not looking at the offseason? And Knicks fans, we're getting hyped. We're getting closer to the Knicks season. We saw some great things in the preseason. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And guys, remember, if you guys are getting those, I'm gonna let you finish, brother. Let me just get out the works. If you are seeing those surveys, please answer them. Give us a positive review. Remember to hit thumbs up on this video, like, comment, do everything. What's going on, brother? What you got in mind?
Brother, in all this thing, I totally forgot. Did you see this from Juan Soto? The man literally went to Cancun. It's poetry. It's poetry.
Oh man, out of all the places in the world, why Cancun?
But let's wrap it up, brother. Send us home.
This guy trolls. Guys, you know who's not going to Cancun. Unfortunately, that is us. But guys, we will be back for a brand new episode of the Ozone, where you know what we do. We deliver the fire. Enjoy your weekend, and we see y'all next week. Peace.
From the bridges to the streets, Uptown Blackout, Season 2, Ozone, NY Heat, no doubt. This is the Ozone, Season 2, New York, forever drills, catch the vibe.